Jai Shriman Narayan. Jai Shriman Narayan. I pay my obeisances to my spiritual master, Srimad Jagat Guru Sudarshan Acharya Maharaj. I pay my obeisances to Lord Sri Ramanuj. I pay my obeisances to our Purva Acharyas. I pay my obeisances to our 12 Alvars. I pay my obeisances to Mother Lakshmi, and I pay my obeisances to Lord Sriman Narayan. I welcome all of you here physically at the Sri Narayan Dham in Durban, South Africa. I welcome those that's watching this discourse locally, nationally and internationally, and I welcome in advance those that's going to be watching this discourse when it is posted on YouTube and the various groups from around the world subsequently. Our topic on oneness continues. We had an interruption in our weekly satsangs during the Navratri week and the birthday last week. It's time to get back into the normal thread of understanding spirituality, and in my interaction with various people from across religions and spirituality, it is imperative that I discuss the topic of the human being, our human body in detail, I think this week, and I don't know whether we'll be having satsang next week. Is it Diwali? No. On which day? Monday. Okay, so we'll be having satsang next week, Sunday. And we host in Bosa the following week. Okay, so I want to try and conclude this discussion in these 2 weeks, because I believe it is useless knowing everything else if you don't know yourself. So I want to start from the self, and I want to discuss the human body. You first need to know the human body and its components for you to understand anything that's happening outside. So the body that we all see, the human body that we all see, is called the gross body, or the food sheet. This body is made up of food. Everything that you eat makes up this body. Then inside this body, like a glove, it's like putting one glove beneath another glove. There's another body called the pranic body. The pranic body gives this body its shape and keeps this body balanced during life. The pranic body also gives this body cosmic energy. So the pranic body is actually the air that we breathe in, the prana, the energy that we breathe in. Then below that body, in exactly the same shape, is the mental body or the mind. So the mind does not just sit on your brain in your head. It is actually a full body. The mind is a full body. And encased by the mind is your astral body, or your intellectual body. The mind, when you feel pain, when you feel emotions, And when you will to do something, this emanates from the mental body. When you make decisions, when you decide with the pros and the cons, then this is your astral body or your intellectual body. It's an entire body. And then encased by your gross body, your pranic body, your mental body, and your intellectual body is the causal body or the ego. The causal body or the ego. This body houses the soul directly. This body, the ego, houses the soul directly. So how many bodies the soul has? How many? 5 bodies. So you get the soul, then covering the soul immediately is the causal body, which is comprised of a computed understanding that I am the body. So before the soul enters the material atmosphere, the ego body is the outer layer of the universe. The ego body is the outer layer of the universe, and when the full soul in its purest form enters, it gets encased by a body that's already computed to delude you, by a substance that is already computed to delude you that you are this body. Do you understand? So when something is computed, what it means? It will react as per its computation. How it is computed, that covering will react accordingly. So this covering was already computed to tell the soul that it's its body. Do you understand? So as soon as the soul is covered with the causal body, the soul thinks that it is the causal and subsequent bodies. The soul is impelled by the causal body to think that it is the body. Right at inception of creation, of which 155 trillion years has already passed, when the soul got enveloped by the causal body, since then it has believed it is the various bodies up to date today. Up to date today, those of you who are listening to this discourse now, as of today, what's the date today? 16th of October. It will be your first day in knowing the mechanics or the inner you. The mechanics or the inner you. But this inner you took this body, the causal body, the mental body, the astral body, 155 trillion years ago at creation. This body moves from gross body to gross body. These three bodies, these three bodies always accompany the soul. The same three bodies always accompany the soul. The mental body, since 155 trillion years ago, since its inception, have been recording. The mind records events of all your, whatever you see, whatever you experience is recorded on your mental body. It's like a satellite that records every movement. It's like a satellite that records every movement, which means if you have to go into regression, you know what's regression? Back in time, then the mind can accurately reveal to you every body that it has taken in the past 155 trillion years. 155 trillion years, every experience you had in every body, although you relinquish that body at death, the mind has a vivid recording, an accurate recording of everything that happened in that life. So Sita is enjoying this because Sita is living her entire 155 trillion at once. She's living all her lifetimes in one lifetime. Okay? Dana, you like it? You believe it? Okay. Are you understanding thus far? This is Sanatan Dharma. Sanatan Dharma is the science of life. It is the absolute science of life. And this knowledge is given by the Supreme Scientist himself. And when you use this knowledge, when you go home today, and instead of going back into your egotistical life, start understanding this spiritual life. Start understanding that you have been a prisoner of your ego since 155 trillion years. Your ego imprisoned you, your mind imprisoned you, your intellect imprisoned you, your pranic body imprisoned you, and your gross body imprisoned you. And the universe has a mass prison, imprisons everyone together. Understand it again? When you landed at creation, you've been imprisoned by your ego, you've been imprisoned by your mind, you've been imprisoned by your intellect, you've been imprisoned by your pranic body, and you've been imprisoned by your gross body. Every time you changed your gross body, the other three bodies still had you imprisoned, which gave you another gross body. And it is a continuous cycle for 155 trillion years. Whilst you've been individually imprisoned in these 5 sheets, you've been collectively imprisoned in this material universe. So the material universe is a prison for every living entity, and your body is a prison for every individual living entity. Are you understanding? You always in prison. Don't you feel it? Don't you feel it? every moment of your life, you restrained, you constrained, you have no freedom. Although you can fight countries and attain your democracy, you are still in prison. And this is the status quo of a human being. Individually and collectively, all living entities are imprisoned in this universe. So the plant, the fish, the tree, the animals, the birds, they are collectively imprisoned in their bodies and in this universe itself. So we are all prisoners. We are all prisoners. And we are prisoners under the auspices of Mother Durga. Mother Durga. Durga in Sanskrit means prison. Durga in Sanskrit means prison. And who is Durga's husband? Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva controls the material universe. He is in charge. Mother Durga is the superintendent of the material universe, and Lord Shiva is heading the material universe. You understand? That is a category of Lord Shiva. Ultimately he destroys this material universe. So far, all of you understand? So this is perpetual. It is happening since eternity. It has always happened. If you do not understand eternity, which is very difficult to understand because our mind is programmed with time. Our mind is programmed with time. When you remove time, our mind would not be able to apprehend that removal of time, where everything simply exists in one zone, in the present. Everything exists in the present. So a flower will never wither and die. Can you understand? A flower frozen in time. Can you imagine? Nothing will decay. Nothing will decay. Nothing will have had a birth, because anything that is born must die. That is witnessed by you. So, in these material universes, the Supreme Lord, through one of his attributes called time, engages change 24/7. 24/7. So even your body, which your eyes cannot pick up, is changing continuously. True or not true? So when Jessica was 1 year old, where's that body? Jessica, where's your 1 year old body? Where's it? It's gone. Where's your 10-year-old body? It's gone. That is why. What age was Jessica when you married her? 26. 24 years ago. So Jessica has lost 2 of her bodies. 2.5 of her bodies are gone. Size is the same. But she has already passed two bodies. Oh, sorry. Let's do it scientifically. She has passed 3 full bodies. Every 7 years, all the cells in your body is replaced. This is now material science knowledge. So every 7 years, Satish Bhai, you're supposed to get married to sustain a real. And this is why maybe the original vows that you took is gone with the first body that left after the first 7 years. All right? So every 7 years you get in a brand new Jessica. How lucky is Satish Bhai? Okay? So you have witnessed it yourself. Whoever had children, you saw your child's body was 1 year old. Then your child went to 10-year-old. Between 1 and 10 years, the body is not the same. It means the body has left. It is kaleidoscopic. It is leaving all the time, but we cannot see it. Let's understand this more practically. When you light a candle, you see one flame from the time you lit the candle until all the wax is finished. Yes or no?
Yes.
You understand? So if you want to understand that flame, over 1 million flames appeared, but you only saw one flame, because every time a flame ignited, another flame left. The flame ignited, another flame left. The flame ignited, another flame left. All right? And if you want an even basic understanding, you open your tap. You open your tap and you'll see one body of water falling. But the first atom of water that was on the rim of the tap is gone a long time ago. That what you see is an illusion, that the water has one body, but the body of the water is changing kaleidoscopically. Every second it is changing. That atom was on the top, lands down and is gone. You understand? So similarly, our bodies are continuously changing. The only thing that's constant is our mind, our astral body, our causal body, and our soul. All of you understand. And this is why understanding oneness, our preaching of oneness, is so important. Because that soul was black, had a black body. That soul had a white body. That soul had an Asiatic body. That soul was a Muslim. That soul was a Christian. That soul was a Sanatan Dharmi. That soul was a Jew. You understand? And look at how ironical it is that when you in a Muslim body you are criticizing the other religions, when you're in a Christian body you're criticizing the other religions, when you're a Sanatan Dharmi body you're criticizing the other religions, yet you belonged to every religion that is in vogue in this universe. You hating other races. When you are white, you hating the black and the Indians and the coloreds. When you're a colored, you hating the Indians, the whites and the blacks. When you're a black, you hating the coloreds, the whites and the Indians. But you've been every one of those races. You've been every one of those races. You understand? How ironical. How ironical. You understand why in Sanatan Dharma oneness is so essential. Oneness is so essential, because yesterday you was a black man and tomorrow you'll be a white man. Yesterday you was a Muslim and tomorrow you'll be a Christian. Can you see the irony in the infighting between religion, the infighting between races? Imagine from the top how it looks. If you speed up time, how stupid it is. Do you understand? Today you take on a cause that is against all the other religions, and yesterday you was part of the other religion. You understand why oneness is so important in Sanatana Dharma. You understand? Because we've been entrapped in this creation, in every aspect and every facet of this creation. It doesn't mean to say if you're living a very, very great life in this lifetime, that God is favorable to you. You have earned it from a previous lifetime. You can't say God is on my side, I know God because I'm experiencing all the material attributes that you need in this lifetime. If you're a multi-billionaire, if you have no illness, if you have perfect children, does it mean that God loves you more than the rest of the people? Does it mean you and God are on a very, very high keel, on a high understanding, on a high friendship? No. It's just last lifetime you had righteous merits, and in this lifetime you are experiencing those merits. God is always neutral. God is always neutral. He'll meet you at the end. He'll meet you at the end. Why should we know this information that I am giving you today? Why is it necessary for this information? No, because you're living a lie. You're living a lie. And that lie that you are living is already 155 trillion years old. How old is that lie? And it's not your fault, because that lie was computed and encased over you. And that lie is called ego. And ego tells the soul, I am the body. I am the body. So somebody have to tell you you've been living a lie. Somebody has to tell you that you've been living a lie. And it is a job of a Param Guru to tell you you've been living a lie. There are many types of gurus. The Guru Gita, please go and download the Guru Gita. There are many types of gurus, but it is a Param Guru that will tell you you have been living a lie. The Param Guru will have the least amount of followers. Why? Because you don't want to know you've been living a lie. How many of you want to know that even today you're living a lie? You'll want to run from these ashrams, that is why. Go back to the old world, because you don't want to acknowledge you've been living a lie. All of you understand? So it is a duty of a Param Guru, a Guru from Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, to tell you the truth. To tell you the absolute truth that you are not this body, but you are in transit. You are currently in transit. You are currently imprisoned by your ego, which is imprisoned by your mind, which is imprisoned by your astral body, which is imprisoned by your pranic body, which is imprisoned by your gross body. We had to be real dangerous souls, to be handcuffed 5 times and then put into a prison. Dangerous souls. We had to be very, very dangerous that God could devise 5 handcuffs and then lodge us into a prison from which we cannot escape. Escape from Alcatraz is a walk in the park. All of you understand? So the job of a bona fide spiritual master from the Sri Sampradaya, who is also a Param Guru, his job is to advise you on your real identity. Advise you on your real identity. Where is this Param Guru? Is he in Vaikunth or is he in this prison as a parole officer? Where is he? In the prison. So he can't divorce you from prison life completely, but he can advise you. He can advise you that there is a way out. There is a way out. So you still live technically within the parameters of the prison with a realization that I am not the body that I am wearing. I am not this body that I am wearing. It is temporary. One day I have to leave this body, as I have seen and witnessed countless other people leaving their bodies. As I myself have witnessed millions of people around me. I saw children being born, and I saw elders leave their body. I have also seen children leave their body. I have seen people in every age, from birth to death, leave their body. So I know what the Guru is saying is right. I cannot be this body. I cannot be this body. I cannot perish when this body perish, because I know within myself that I cannot be destroyed. Do you have that feeling within you? At any age, you have that feeling that you will still live on and on and on. What makes you get this feeling? It's your innermost self. It's you. Because you have been living eternally. You have been always been alive. And that knowing keeps the most sick person trying to still live. Have you not noticed? You don't keel over and die. That living, no matter what your situation is, 2 legs out, 2 hands out, your body in pipes, that zest to live is not the body. The zest to live is the soul, because the soul knows it's alive and it lives. You understand? It is the soul that makes you cross over boundaries. It is the soul that makes you cross over boundaries. And it is the mind that creates the obstacles. It is an inner war. It is an inner war within your own body. Your own body is Kuruk Kshetra. Your own body is at war all the time. The soul on one side and the vices, anger, hatred, jealousy, pride, greed. This keeps you encased in body after body after body. The result of your inner fight is a product of your next body. Result of your inner fight is your product of the next body. You are prisoner all the time. So you need to take heed to a discourse like this and start moving inwards. Cross your pranic body, cross your mental body, cross your astral body, and cross your causal body or the ego, and you'll find yourself. This is the job of a guru, to go in until you reach your soul and then come out until you reach the Supreme Lord. This inward movement is through your substantive consciousness. You have two types of consciousness, substantive consciousness and attributive consciousness. Your consciousness, which is the symptom of your soul, what the soul is made up of, is consciousness, and consciousness is energy. Consciousness is energy. This consciousness, that energy that you use to find yourself, your inner being, is called substantive consciousness, because you find in yourself. That energy which you use to find the Supreme Lord is called the attributive consciousness. Called the attributive consciousness. You use that consciousness. The attributive consciousness currently is locked in your body. Is locked in your body. The attributive consciousness is locked in your body because the mind, all the impressions of the mind, has contracted your attributive consciousness. Has contracted like an aerial that you keep opening. You know those days we used to have those car aerials? And then you place it down in layers. So your attributive consciousness has contracted right to the end. And the lock on the attributive consciousness is anger, hatred, pride, lust, jealousy. That has contracted your attributive consciousness, so that aerial cannot expand. All of you understand? So what the Guru does is assist you in impelling your substantive consciousness towards your soul and simultaneously your attributive consciousness towards the Lord by assisting you in liberating your attribute of consciousness from its handcuffs of anger, hatred, jealousy, pride. Are you understanding? Can you see how scientific Sanatana Dharma is? This is your answer. Everyone wants to know who am I? What am I doing here? And where I am to go. Sanatana Dharma has all these answers comprehensively. And the Guru, who is the technician for your liberation. No human has liberated him or herself without a Param Guru. There are many kinds of Gurus. And I meet people and they are confused in these many kinds of Gurus that they take the Guru for one. Guru is not one. There are many categories of Gurus. The duty of a Param Guru is to impel you into self-realization and subsequently God realization. But before he does that, he has to tell you that you are in a lie. You are in a lie. You are living a lie. The Guru has to tell you that. Okay? When the Guru tells you that, don't be in denial. Because when you tell an alcoholic, you're an alcoholic, he'll be in denial. When you tell a drug addict, you're a drug addict, he'll be in denial. When you tell a gambler, he is gambling, he'll be in denial. As long as you are in denial, you'll never overcome your problem. You'll never ever overcome your problem. So don't be in denial when the Guru is telling you that you're living a lie. If everything you do is related to your body, then you're living a lie. But you have to live in the body. Where is the Guru living? In the same body, but the Guru is not living the lie. Guru is also living in the same body, but Guru is not living the lie. Guru has a mortuary in his house, but no dead bodies in the mortuary. That is why no dead bodies in the mortuary, but the mortuary still exists. The Guru's body still exists. All of you understand? So you still live, but you must live with the understanding that I only have this body for an X amount of time. I must not attach this body permanently to anything. I must service this body and use it like a car. Use it like a car. Put the right petrol, Satish Bhai. If you put diesel in a petrol engine, it will still work. But it will damage the engine eventually. You understand? Petrol for this car is water and vegetables and fruit and milk. That is the grade of fuel for this car. You put in other fuels, it's working, but you're damaging. This body must not be attached to anything material out there. Jessica, you and Satish Bhai must not fight. It's my car. Because it's not my body, then how the car can be yours if the body is not yours? You understand? Do you understand? You must not be attached to the car. The car is only here as a convenience. There must be no attachment. Don't be attached to your house, my house, my house. We'll get divorced, you take the children, I'll divide this, I'll divide that. You can't even divide your body, which you don't own. All right? Otherwise, Jessica, you take half of Satish's body, Satish take half of your body in a divorce. Start from there. Guru is technical, right? Yes. In a divorce, if you want shares, take half of each other's body, because this body is leased to you both. You understand? See how ironical and how stupid human have become. Because we don't know our true self. We don't know our true nature. We have no understanding for the absolute truth. So I hope those that's listening to this discourse and others that are here, you start finding your inner self. You start looking deep. You start looking deep. You start looking for your inner self. You start looking for that which is not temporary. For that which is not temporary. And you can make a start. If you get depressed for anything, I'm now teaching you how to live by understanding your inner self. The only entity that gets depressed is your mind. You have 5 bodies. How many bodies? If one out of the 5 bodies gets depressed, majority of your bodies are still functioning. Why you are allowing 4 other bodies to go with that one body? So your reason whenever you are in a state of depression is, I have 5 bodies, other bodies are functioning normally, I shouldn't allow this body to rule the other 4 bodies. That's one. Number 2, I am not depressed. I can never get depressed. It is one of the vehicles that I'm using is depressed. One of the vehicles that I'm using is depressed. So what do you do when one of your vehicles is broken? You jump into another vehicle. Like my car is broken, that is why it's parked there. So no matter what I do, until I fix the car, I'll have to jump in Dana's car or Vasan's car or Jessica's car. But I'll still be mobile. I'll still do what I need to do. So when the mind deludes you, the depression is a delusion. It's a lie. Firstly, by you thinking that you are this body is the biggest lie. Then branching from that lie, your mind deludes you into negative energy. Depression is negative energy. And then you start running with your mind. And your mind can take you so many places whilst you are seated here. Your mind can take you into a million places and you are seated here. And all the mind told you was a lie. Because later on you realize that you wasted your time being depressed. Because all that what you thought of, only 2% materialized. That 98% wasn't there. It was the mind spinning you. Mind spinning you. So you have to be strong with yourself, because now you are your own engineer. You are your own engineer, you are your own technician, you are your own mechanic. You are your own mechanic. If Satish Bhai came late and he didn't phone Jessica, and last Jessica saw him at court when she was rushing home, there was a beautiful lady there as a complainant. Coke bottle shaped. And Jessica had to go home herself, and Satish Bhai said, "Don't worry, I'll come in and Uber." 6 o'clock, and Satish Bhai not answering his phone. So where Jessica's mind went immediately? Coke bottle. But all the time there's an accident on the road, Satish Bhai's phone is inside his car, and everyone who knows Satish Bhai, he'll never leave an accident scene without making sure that everyone is okay, ambulances, everything is 100%, then he'll leave. But where Jessica was? In the Coke bottle. Then when Satish Bhai came home, and Jessica with all her contacts, after she verified this happened, she phoned the police station, so there was an AR, phoned the ambulance, so there was an ambulance, phoned the fire station, so what time the fire engine was dispatched. After doing all that, she still won't be happy because she was on a roll with the Coke bottle. Take her time. It will take a bit more time, but she'll realize that she wasted all that energy for nothing. Satish Bhai was doing his guru's work. Humanitarian work on the field. Can you see what a waste of energy and how depressed she got? She already thought of the divorce, she already thought how she'll split the van, and this is happening just 1 year before Satish Bhai 10 bar pension comes into retirement, how she'll attack the 9 bars and 9.5 bars. See how much of thoughts went into this whole thing. Yet Satish Bhai was at an accident scene. Yes, you understand, all of you, how cruel your own mind is. This mind belongs to you. And the job of your mind is to break you and keep you in prison. The job of your mind is to keep you in the prison of your body. So don't believe the mind. Anytime the mind tells you something, tell your mind, liar, liar. Jessica needs stronger words. She wants to tell her mind, shut up. All right? Tell your mind, you have lied to me for 155 trillion years. I have now caught up with you. Thanks to my Guru. Thanks to my Guru, I have caught up with you. You can't fool me any more. You can't fool me any more. It is you within me that makes my suffering and is the cause for my suffering. It's your mind. It's your mind. You suffer because of your mind. If you have a healthy mind, everything around you will be healthy. So remember, the mind, when it was formed at creation, was formed in Satagun. The mind was formed in Satagun. And the deity that controls the mind is the moon. That is why things are not right at home. Don't phone the Guru. Just move your curtain and see what's happening outside. Just phone and see. If you see the moon is full, just relax. Don't go into depression. It is the heavenly bodies that's in control. All right? And after 3 days, you'll see everything is right again. If you need help, contact Vishwadhar. Vishwadhar has a program, and I'm serious. He has a program on full moon and menstrual cycle. I'm serious.
So he, whichever female he lived with, he knew the behavior before it happened. And that is why he is in a total state of depression. His mind is absolutely deep. He has a computer program. So every morning he gets up, he knows what his partner's behavior is going to be. All right, that's our great Swami Vishwadhar Ramanuj Das. He has a computer software program, and that is why he is still not married. All right. Then let's look at Vishwadhar. He is the chairman of the Acharya Sham Ramanuj Foundation. And tomorrow he will be giving a discourse. I hope he uses this part, this snippet of the discourse. So I've asked him to be disciplined spiritually for the past 5 years. Anger, hatred, jealousy, greed, pride, remove. Attributive consciousness will expand. So he has failed, he keeps forgetting, he is lazy, not serious. But he went on a diet. He went on a diet for his gross body. Look at which body he is concentrating and which body the Guru told him to concentrate. He is supposed to be concentrating to penetrate the causal body where the soul lives. So at the age of 40, and he's a handsome young man, you all saw him last week. Handsome young man. At the age of 40, he has failed to attract. He has failed to attract a wife. So he goes on to, instead of changing his causal body and the dynamics in the causal body and following the Guru, he has found dietitians as gurus. He has found dietitians as gurus. You'll see him walking around with a water bottle. Have you all seen him? Yeah. His Guru never asked him to carry a water bottle. His Guru has never asked him to carry a water bottle, but his dietitian gurus have asked him to carry a water bottle, and he carries it as a Bhagavad Gita. That's his Bhagavad Gita. All right? Then I phoned him 2 weeks ago, and he said he could not entertain my call. Then he will only be able to talk to me the following morning, because he is on a Zoom meeting with his dietitian gurus. And he can't miss that Zoom meeting. He is on a Zoom meeting with his dietitian gurus, which is more important than his spiritual guru, and he cannot leave that meeting. So Vishwadhar is showing the Guru that he is a very disciplined human being, because if he can tell his Guru, I cannot talk to you, it means when he engaged his mind in a particular aspect, then he can give it its full. You understand? But we'll look at how ironical it is. Because in a few years' time, that body will merge with the earth. And all that hard work, that discipline, that control, I don't know what he has been eating for so many months, I think 3 months. Yes, he has a 6-pack, but he should rather be carrying the spiritual 6-pack. The spiritual 6-pack is get rid of your anger, hatred, jealousy, pride, envy and greed. This is the spiritual six-pack. Carry this six-pack, because this six-pack will redeem you life after life after life. That six-pack he got there with so much of hard work, real agonizing hard work. Imagine you can't eat at the time you want to eat. Imagine eating things prepared by somebody else, and funny things, you understand? And the Guru told him, eat what you like to eat, be a vegetarian, but get rid of this, carry this six-pack. He went and carried six-pack on his stomach. All right, and he is the chairperson of the Acharya Shyam Ramanuj Foundation. Can you see how hard my work is? Maybe next week Sunday I won't see anyone here. Everyone gone on a diet following the chairperson, and I'm talking to an empty hall, because the chairperson is supposed to be an example for the organization so that others below him can follow. So we wish him well on his six-pack and on his female programs that he has invented. He has just alienated himself from the female dimension, because no female wants to know. Every female loves when they outburst. They want to be in control of their own outburst. They don't want a program to tell them which day, how they're going to behave. And no female wants to want a man to know when she's going to get angry. Which female wants a man to know, Jessica? That is invading a female's core existence. Yes or no? If you program a female, it's invading a core existence. So I've also advised him timelessly that one day he'll be walking down this driveway with dhotis, not mine. See, mine still look genuine. He'll have those loincloths. He'll have loincloths, the India style dhoti. He'll be coming here telling me, Acharya ji, I lost in everything you warned me about. Now I am truly surrendered to you. I've just come with 2 pieces of cloth. Jai Shriman Narayan.